All right. Good day, evening, or morning, everyone. Welcome back again. Um, if my screen is a little buggy, I have no clue why, but for somehow my camera seems to be lagging a little bit. So please bear with me. I do hope the sound and everything is coming through okay. And in a minute, I'll share my screen anyway, so that should work. But for some reason, my camera is a little lagging. Today, I wanted to talk about steady income, like alternatives to just actively trading. There was a guy in the live stream last Wednesday in the Discord. I won't know. I won't say his name, but he lost a lot of money. Yeah, sounds okay. All right, great. So yeah, he lost a lot of money, and he did gain it by trading. But I always say, like, yeah, you can get a lot of money really quickly by trading, but if you don't know what to do with it, you're gonna get a lot of people get overconfident and they end up losing what they gain. So you lose it just as quickly as you gain it, and that's why I always advocate for an alternative strategy. I'm not much of an active day trader, but I see myself more as an investor. And if I do get I can't think of the word, but if I do have some benefit and where I make a lot of money really quickly, I try to reinvest as much of that as possible. So you get that compounding effect, which basically propels your journey to whatever your goal is a lot further quickly. Yeah, let's just add the camera because it's even annoying me that my camera seems to be lagging a little bit. Never had that before, so very weird. But anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about that in this video. I will get to several assets and venues I'm personally using to gain some more basically passive income. It's not 100% passive. No income really is. You do need to do a little tweaking here and there, but overall it's passive. First of all, I will say one thing. Wednesday, I said it Wednesday. I said it before, but I also said it Wednesday. Ethereum is going to 4K, and we did. It's dropped down a bit now, but yeah, we hit 4K earlier today. So I won't say I'm right all the time, but I was right this time. So hopefully I'm continue to be right, and we're going to hit 5K in a relatively short time. Overall, as I said as well, like you could trade purely on the fear and greed index. Like we hit that low on the neutral area. You can see it here, but we hit that same low as opposed to here in the past, and we're currently bouncing up from there. So hopefully we keep going. We hit that higher mark, so we just touched that extreme greed territory where we can take some profits again. But overall, hey, welcome. Glad you could join us. But yeah, overall, I think we're bouncing further. I think we're going to hit at least close to that. So I think there's some euphoria coming. And I do think we haven't seen the highest prices yet. Maybe Bitcoin will stagnate a little bit because we're going to see more money flow to altcoins. Yeah, the music is still playing. Is it annoying? Let me just turn it down. There. If that's better, I kind of enjoy some background music, you know? So if it's annoying, please let me know. I can turn it off. I can turn it lower as well. But yeah, it's correct that it's on. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I do think there's more euphoria to come. I do think we're going to see a similar curve here as opposed to here. So Ethereum 4K it's logical that at that point a lot of people were going to take profits, especially people who were trading with leverage. So a lot of longs will have closed out in profit. But I do think if we look at the heat map, it's relatively equal now, but I think we're going to see some more longs popping up here and there, especially as Bitcoin continues to hold its ground. Because let me grab this Bitcoin chart. I mean, it's relatively stable. even Bitcoin hit that resistance. It did go back down, but I mean, if we look percentage wise, not really up to the all-time high. It's only a 6% swing. So 6% swing on Bitcoin isn't that bad. I'd call it sideways movements. There. And Ethereum, we broke that little resistance here. We shot past it actually. So in this chart, at least we're quite shy of the 4K, but I mean it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close. I say we're gonna break this. So all in all, I bought more Ethereum at 3,500. I think that was, at least for now, was a pretty good buy. Now it's waiting for the next dip to buy a little bit more. I do think, I shared it on my Twitter page earlier today, Ethereum right now feels like Bitcoin did at 20K. Once we break past 4K, we'll see a rapid movement toward 5K. It's exactly what I'm thinking as well. And 10K before year ends, I don't know, that seems a bit steep to double the current market cap. I don't think that will happen, but I think 5K plus is definitely in the cards, and possibly keeping that as well. So not seeing like a 50% drop or anything like the sorts, because with the amount of Ethereum that's being bought worldwide, as well as Bitcoin worldwide, I think this might be the last time we see these prices. So yeah, right now I'm 100% bullish on Ethereum. I'm trying to get as much of it as possible, but within reason, I suppose, because I made this little very short spreadsheet. I'll zoom in. Oh, that's a little too much. There. So I was talking about this last Wednesday, and a lot of people get into crypto with small amounts. I mean, it's logical. Every investor starts small. You start with maybe $1,000 or 500 or even 200. Maybe you're doing it just as to earn a little side money. You're not doing it as actual investing or trying to retire off of crypto. Whatever the reason is, I think this is a relative balance to keep in your crypto portfolio. And I'll explain it a little bit, because crypto in itself is very high risk, but obviously Bitcoin is going to be less risky than meme coins, shit coins, or a trading balance or whatever. Basically, this is a risk assessment. So you take, if you have $1,000, you can put $300 into Bitcoin, which is basically the lowest risk there is in crypto. So you begin with 30% on low risk, 20% on Ethereum as a secondary low risk. Then come Solana, AVAX, Sui, possibly BNB, all the other higher cap altcoins. And then you have the lower cap altcoins, such as Virtual, Shiba Inu, whichever coin you like to trade. Actually, Sui should be on the lower cap altcoins, because Sui, when I think of it, has a much lower market cap. But it's a little give and take, I suppose. 10% in your trading portfolio. I think that is a very important rule of thumb to keep in mind, because if you're going to be trading with your full $1,000, you're also taking a risk that you can lose that full $1,000 trading portfolio. And a lot of people tend to forget that, because we're all using a stop loss. We're all trading with small balances, etc., etc. Eventually some trade is going to go wrong. You're going to have to keep hedging it. You're going to have to keep DCAing into a trade. You're going to wipe the account. So I think it's very important to set yourself a very hard limit on what you're willing to trade and at what risk you're willing to take it. So a general rule of thumb is 10%. I always use the 10% rule. If you want to use a different rule, it's completely up to you. But I think it's important to tell people about this, because anyone can trade, but not everyone can win at trading. That's very important to remind yourself. And honestly, I don't think trading is for everyone. I genuinely think that's not the case, because not everyone has the amount of time needed to study charts, learn patterns, learn algorithms, learn all the stuff, basically everything. And it's going to take a lot of time and possibly years before you're actually profitable. And it would be a damn shame to lose out on the yearly gain of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other altcoins because you're stuck at trading. I lost out on years of profits because I was trading for years. And had I actually just bought and held Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, whichever coin, doesn't even really matter, but whichever coin, had I just bought it at that time and held it, I would have infinitely more money now. I would probably be able to retire by now. That's how big of a difference it is. And Bitcoin currently, the last 5 years, has done 50% yearly on its total balance. You would be very hard pressed to find day traders who can do that. I honestly don't think there's a lot of them, and I've yet to meet one that actually does that structurally. So yeah, I think this is a very important thing to keep note of. I wanted to share this. If you have questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. I can explain a little bit more if you want to or not. So in general, this is my Bitcoin, my crypto portfolio, but I also have stocks. I also have other assets. So how you divide it, how you diversify is a little bit up to you, or to each his own. I always believe, because crypto is as volatile and as risky as it is, I always spread it around. So each month I invest more into my crypto portfolio, but I also invest more into stocks. And I'm currently working on some sort of real estate, or possibly not really a stock portfolio, but a different ownership kind of portfolio. There's so much options and so much investment opportunities in the world that I think if you just keep doing that, you're gonna compound those interests, and you end up gaining a lot more. Also, you protect yourself from trading everything away, because it's harder to get to. It forces you to save more money. And XRP. So XRP is a bit of let's call it gray area for me. I used to own it, but I sold everything in the past for Solana. I kind of regret it, but then again, Solana did really well as well. So I'm not generally too educated on XRP, but what I will say, it's the same thing as Ethereum. BlackRock and big hedge funds, ETFs, other funds, companies, whatever, they're also all buying XRP. So the same reason as Ethereum stands. The reason why I like Ethereum, why I'm buying Ethereum, is because a lot of the bigger companies are doing it. And they're also buying XRP. They're also buying Solana, by the way. They're also buying SUI and AVAX. So if bigger companies like that are buying those coins, they know something we don't. So honestly, if you have XRP, keep it. If you see a nice dip, buy more of it. I think it's going to go parabolic. The current market cap of it is quite high. So I don't see it doing a 10x anytime soon, but it could double. It could double. And at the very least, you'll get some yearly inflationary gain on it, like I think Ethereum will keep doing into the future. And honestly, the gain of XRP over the last period has not been bad at all. XRP has been absolutely flying. So that's why I kind of regret that I sold it. But yeah, I mean, look at that. So it has been a very good run for XRP. So yeah, XRP, very good asset to hold, very good asset to hold into the future, I think. And that's how I look at my entire portfolio. Look at the next 10 years. In 10 years, we want our entire portfolio to have 3 zeros behind it. So hold the assets you think in the future will have those 3 zeros added onto it. And I mean before the comma. basically. So I wanted to 100x, not depreciate in value. But I think you get the point. Yeah, but obviously that is going to take time. So as we're waiting for that to happen, I do think that it's a good thing to diversify. Like I have a stock portfolio. I have a crypto portfolio. I actually have another separate stock portfolio where I trade a little bit higher risk on. Similar to crypto, I suppose. I have multiple crypto exchanges and multiple crypto wallets. I've done a video about my umbrella of wallets in the past, also to protect, also spread the risk of where you keep your money, because we've all seen the FTX collapse a few years ago, and Celsius, BlockFi, all those platforms crashed. And if you have the money on those platforms, you're going to lose it. So you never want all your money on one platform. Stock brokers are a little different because they're usually insured. So and if I'm not mistaken, BitUnix, especially if you're an EU customer, it falls under the EU investment fund, so you're automatically insured up to $100,000. Sorry. So you have a protection that if BitUnix goes under, and you've done your KYC, etc., everything, you're automatically insured up to $100,000. So that is a massive benefit to have. Very good, very good. I think that's what's gonna protect you in the long run. Like, yeah, I think trading can net you more income, but you should always try to keep that ratio balanced. So you never want to have too much in your trading account. And if you do have a couple of massively good trades, just take profits and move those profits into your spot back. Just buy more Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever you want to buy. Just buy stuff with it. And that also just grows your total crypto back. And if it keeps rising in price, it's going to net you compounding profits, which catapults your net worth, actually. So once again, I think that is the key. I think slow, steady, sustained growth will always be better than trying to actively trade every day, trying to actively trade your entire balance. And you know what? Let's just grab this calculator again. So I'm going to show you something. Bitcoin has done over 50% the last 5 years. So let's hope it keeps that up. Maybe you invest into Ethereum, and Ethereum keeps that up for the next 5 years. I don't know, you start with $5,000. The compounding effect should technically, well, it's hard to guess with an asset that's open 24/7, but let's say it is monthly for the next 5 years. And each month we put in $200 more. So your initial balance was $5,000. You added $12,000 over 5 years. So you're in for $17K basically. Yet your future investment value will be $108,000. And you would be very hard pressed to find that in trading. And this is why I keep naming that microscopic, the 10-year number. This is why I keep naming 10 years. If it keeps it up for 10 years and you add $200 to it every month, this could be your future value. You will have over $1 million. And numbers don't lie. Like, yeah, it will have to do that, but it will have many lows during those times. But if you buy more during those lows, you could actually improve on this number. It technically could happen faster, better, quicker. But yeah, we don't always want to be taking that much risk. So I still say I think it's a good idea to also grab some alternative assets. Also look at stocks, look at some dividends. I have this account. It logged me out, sadly. But this is a platform. Turn your money into regular income. It's called Minto. I've used this platform in the past. Also authorized investment under the European Union, also protection up to 20K, and I have an additional protection up to 100K. So this is a platform I've used in the past. I was a big fan of it. I am going to use it again. I'm currently in the process of moving some money to use their real estate page, because I kind of like how they're doing it. So you can buy fractionalized apartments, and I've not done it yet, so I will report on it once I do. It's sad that it locked me. I won't log in because it will show my personal email. So I don't want to do that, but I did invest in their loans, and I like that they also have corporate bonds, because you don't want to be taking massive risks with money you need. And let's say you have a small savings account and you want to make some added ROI on that. Let's say on eToro, you can get up to 4% interest on your dollar balance, not invested funds. So all you have to do is put it in your wallet and you get 4% interest. I mean, I don't know a single bank that offers that amount. So I've also been looking at that, but investing in bonds nets you roughly the same percentage, and they also have a smart cash, but that's the smart cash option is what I'm talking about. That's only 2%. eToro offers up to 4% on that. You could also invest with them into ETFs. Normally I'd say just use your stockbroker, but they do have some interesting alternatives, as opposed to what a normal stockbroker offers. So they have their own portfolio of ETFs. Some will correlate, some will not. It kind of depends on what you want to invest in, which sector, which companies, etc. But yeah, I think this platform in general, I think it's very good. I've used it in the past. I'm going to use it again. I'm currently waiting on my funds to clear, and then I will start buying into the real estate options of them. Just because I like real estate, and I think it's very cool, and you can start with only $50. So maybe that's is Ethereum going up on every time I'm streaming Ethereum starts to move. So I should stream a lot more, I suppose. But if we look at that hourly, I mean, this kind of looks like a bullish flag, right? Grab that one. I mean, stupid that I drew it in green, but I mean, that is a little flag. And as I said, I think there's massive bullish potential. So maybe we see that happen. My line is not exactly on the 4K, but let's change that. There we go. Damn, I was way off. Let's do this. So I'm not the best artist, at least not digitally, but I mean, come on. 4K Ethereum. That is going to be a good day. And I was going to grab a beer after this, and I think this calls for this glass, but then filled with beer. So now I do regret not longing this, not going with a low leverage long trade on this, but I'm not complaining at all. But that is why I've been buying Ethereum all throughout this period. And that's why I was making videos even during these times. Like, not worried at all. That is also, I will say, that is historically, yeah. If Ethereum goes, if basically first Bitcoin starts mooning, which it did. I mean, it hit the 120K. Let's see what's the total crypto market cap today. But first, Bitcoin starts to hit that all-time high, then it starts flowing over into Ethereum, and after Ethereum, a lot of the smaller altcoins will usually follow. Now, the small downside now is that over the years, all market caps have been rising. So even if XRP starts going, it has had such a run up that the market cap is like halfway to Ethereum. So yeah, maybe 50%. I mean, it sounds very ridiculous when I say it out loud that 50% isn't a lot. But 50% for XRP would be absolutely massive, by the way. But I think altcoins will start to go. But I've said it before, I'm looking more at this territory. Like the 2 billion, the 5 billion, the 4 billion. So I have no clue what is up with my internet today. But anyways, I think this will be a bit more stagnant. But the smaller we go, the impact will be bigger. So right now, the total crypto market cap, we are almost at that 4 trillion. And I'm waiting till we pass that $4 trillion market cap. That's when we know there's new money in crypto. Because right now, it's a lot rehashing the current value in crypto. That's why we see Bitcoin's price slightly going down. The money that went out of Bitcoin is going into Ethereum. And that's why Ethereum's volume is almost the same right now. But actually, well, Tether has a lot because it's a stable coin. But when we look at XRP, the volume is a lot less. And it's usually a lot less the further we go down. But if some of that volume goes into, let's say, this volume, well, that's BNB. It's not really a good example. Let's say this, XLM. Like if that volume starts to hit XLM with this much market cap, I mean, that could, in theory, it could 10x. If you look at the math, but I don't think it'll 10x overnight. I don't think that will happen for any of these coins. But what I do think, if volume starts flowing out of Ethereum and Bitcoin, that's when we will see these bad boys fly. That's what I think. And I think AVAX will follow suit. And it kind of depends. Like there's so much crypto coins nowadays that you can never have too much knowledge of all of them, but a lot of them will. But as the total crypto market cap starts growing and growing, I think the percentages will be smaller and smaller. But I do think everything is going to go up. Everything in the top 10, 20 is going to go up. Possibly the top 100. I actually have high hopes for Kaspa as well. I still hold quite a bit of Kaspa. So that's why I said that $2 billion market cap. These are what I would call the gems. Maybe my boy Pengu has some more gains in it for me. I bought a tiny bit of this and I think I 4x'd my investment, so I took out massive profits. I still have a little bit left. But yeah, all in all, not bad at all. Let's grab that Ethereum chart. It is very close to it. It is. I mean, I think it's gonna break it. I think it's gonna go above it. Like if we keep it up now, I'm not exactly sure, but let's just do this. Let's just put that line there. Like there. And I did the same thing when we passed 3,000. I put the same line up on 4K. So let's well, if I keep streaming and we keep having these pumps while I stream, then maybe we'll get there very quickly. I think we're gonna reach it. It's not that far off. And with the massive adoption we're seeing, with the devaluation of the dollar, it's gonna climb in dollar value organically, because if the dollar keeps declining, it's automatically worth more Ethereum because it's denominated against the dollar, or USDT, which is denominated against the dollar. So the less valuable it is, the more you'll need it to buy Ethereum. So it's gonna go up naturally. The only downside is, for me, if I trade it back to euros, I lose that value. But I'm not going to do that, not for a very long time. So I'm not too worried about that. I wonder in the future if we'll get stable coins which are not nominated against the dollar, like be its own thing, like maybe coupled to gold or something like the dollar used to be. I think that would be very interesting to see in the future. All right, so I think I'm gonna close out the stream on that. Let's aim for the 5K, and I will be live in the Discord again next Wednesday. Is that correct, by the way? Oh no, I'm probably not going to be on Wednesday, possibly Tuesday and Friday. So Friday back on YouTube, Tuesday in the Discord, and let's see if we can get to that 5K. I'm very interested to see what will happen in these last few weeks of summer, at least. Possibly we see another dip around September, and then September, November. And like last year, December could be very, very green. I don't think we'll see 10K yet. That seems very far off, but the 5K I think we can definitely do this year. Possibly somewhere like 4,700, like just shy of that 5. It's something I think we can attain. I have time for a quick question. If anyone wants to take this little bet with me, or wants to ask something, I'll show this for the people who did not join in time. A basic, I should say crypto portfolio, but a basic crypto portfolio: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Keep those percentages, especially these two. Like everything above here is very personal preferency. But don't stick all your money into trading, especially during these times where crypto and everything else is pumping. You don't want to have everything stuck in USDT, and also you don't want to have too many meme coins, because getting rug pulled, you lose all your initial investment. It's gambling, and you'll never beat the performance of Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana over time. I don't think anyone will. So yeah, just want to leave with that little note. I will say one small exception to the rule. I've not used it for a while now, but because I was actively buying more Ethereum. But let's say you do have spare cash and you don't mind it hitting Ethereum, you can subscribe, let's say $1,000, and you get $4.5, so roughly 0.5% for just basically staking it, or you get hit with more Ethereum at 4K, or a little lower depending on what you guess or what price you want to pay. But let's say you want to buy Ethereum at this price, there is no reason to do it not to do it like this. You get an extra 0.5%, and you can stack that indefinitely. It's basically options trading. I've done a lot of videos about it. I've talked about it before. I think it's a very nice way to add a little income. I used some spare cash I had 2,000 USDT spare, and netted me $210 for doing absolutely nothing with it. And I still have that in spare, right? Let's see. Yeah, 1762. So I bought a little bit more Ethereum. But this is not my only account. This is basically my spare account, my trading account, but I don't trade a lot right now. All right, I'm going to close out on this. Also, if you want to use this is BitUnix. I have a link to it in the description. What I will say, when you're trading futures, that's not what I clicked. Why is it so slow? All right, so normally it's not so slow, but apparently my computer is having a meltdown today. Or I'm just not clicking at the right area. But let's just go back. There. Right, so what I wanted to say was always, that's why I like BitUnix. If I am swing trading with low leverage, always use isolated margin. But that way you can just put, let's say, $100 into a trade, and you will never ruin your entire trading account, because it will not, like with cross margin, it'll use all available funds to keep that trade open. And there's traders promoting this cross margin, no stop loss, because they know what they're doing. They know they'll just keep DCAing into the trade, dollar cost averaging into the trade. And that is so much risk, especially on crypto, especially when they're doing 20x trades, 50x trades. You will wipe your account faster than the speed of sound, basically. You will wipe everything and you will lose out on so much money. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I've always said it. The trick is not to win money, not to gain money, but the trick is to stop you from losing money. If you stop losing money, if you stop bleeding money, then you're going to make money. Eventually, you're going to be able to make more. So always, if you do leverage trade, isolate it. And yeah, whatever. I've standardly put it on 3x for low leverage longs. I don't like shorting it up. Always stick to that isolated margin. And BitUnix is one of the only ones I know that has this. And it's also, as I said, for EU users, you're protected up to $100,000 of your money. If BitUnix for some reason would go bankrupt, you get up to $100,000, you get it back. You're basically insured through being an EU resident. So I think that's very important to note. When you're using any exchange, always check out the security measures. Always check out if you have a good party on which you're trading, because there's a lot of scammers and a lot of shady exchanges out there, and very shady stuff going on in the crypto world and in the world in general. All right, I'm going to close out on it. I want to say thank you all for watching. And by the way, have a great weekend. Don't stare blindly at charts all weekend. Have some fun too. And yeah, if you like this, please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, check out some other videos on the channel. And if not, I'll see you in the Discord. And I'll see you next week, Tuesdays and Fridays. Have a great weekend, guys.